Remember this? It's good stuff. Welcome back, my creative cosmonauts, and may I say beautiful and sexy cosmonauts. This episode is a blast from the past, so let's rock it! Before we get started, leave a like, leave a comment, and please subscribe if you haven't already. It helps. It truly helps. So please do it. Do it! The history of prop making can be traced back into ancient Greece.
Toga, 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 toga.
Not that kind of Greece, different Greece. Anyways, the term properties was first used in English in the 1425 morality play, The Castle of Perseverance. Now, in 2025, props have evolved and expanded across multiple platforms of entertainment. Last time we talked about importance of props in TVs, movies, and theater. What does a prop maker really do? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you. Prop makers might make anything from fake jewelry to replica weapons and moving models. They work with a broad range of materials, including metal, latex, fiberglass.
It's pink and fluffy, and it keeps us warm.
Wood.
It's actually an optical illusion. It's the pattern on the pants.
And textiles. I mean, look at this. But it looks real. Look at that. Sorry, this is the prop. They don't want to destroy this. Just leave it back here. Prop makers use a range of different skills to create props, okay, such as carpentry.
Of course, you want to be sure the trigger switch is not locked in the on position.
Any idiot knows that.
Sculpting. It's like Picasso. Casting, not the casting couch, but regular casting, okay? Jesus Christ, dirty mind. I like it. Sewing, painting, welding, and computer-aided designs. Prop makers might work for a range of different clients, including TV and film, theater, and corporate commissions. And then from there, you discuss what prop are required with the production staff. Interpretive plans made from rough sketches to detailed designs. Experiment with different materials and methods to create effect, such as aging. Use hand and power tools to create props. Hire or buy props when necessary. On large productions, typically in film and TV, this role would work closely with a team, including production designer, and set builders, wardrobe, and costume staff. So the question is, where can one find a job? I'm glad you asked! You can work in a studio, workshop, or prop room, which may be backstage at a theater or a film or TV set. You would also spend time on research and visiting theatrical suppliers like prop houses. Now, I'm not gonna lie, working conditions may be cramped and dusty at times, and you may have to work with chemicals such as adhesives and paints. Important skills to have just besides prop making are attention to detail, communication. Hi, do you have my 85 gallons of blood? Thank you. Gluten-free, please. Creativity. See, you check this little thing that belongs to another thing, you put this on, and like, and look at it. It's this prop weapon. Ooh, creativity, it's awesome. I'm not gonna stress this enough, but financial planning, because unless you got a freaking house full of junk around, you can make something out of nothing. It's like, look at this! Then, yeah, financial funds, budget. IT, or IT, if you like have Pennywise in your back pocket. Problem solving, teamwork, time management. Now you can go to university, right? You might study for an undergraduate degree in one of the following areas: prop making, scenic arts, production arts. Other useful degrees, subjects including art and design, fine art and 3D design. You may also be able to get into prop making after training in related areas such as graphic designs, furniture making, or model. Like model making, not like, like on the show. Or just get into cosplay, watch some Evil Ted videos on YouTube and, you know, learn from the best. Go to a con and show off your build. Do some networking with people. Maybe move to Los Angeles and go to Scum and Villainy, meet some industry people, and go from there. Anyways, speaking of prop making, I had a chance to meet up with Michael Corrie from Props of History at the Christmas Carol last month and like decided, hey, let's catch up, you know? What have you been up to since episode 2? Episode 2. We've changed so much. Memories in a corner of my... Anyways, first, let's check out Comic Book of the Day with Sami and then see what Michael's been up to. Hey, yo!
Hi Cosmonauts, this is Sami the Monster, and this is the comic book of the day.
Legendary comic creator Jeff Lemire, published by Boom Studios. Issue 5 just dropped this week. Fantastic issue, kind of intense. Let's get into it. Maybe I can convince you to get into this series. So this series, by the way, really captures the feelings of being stuck and lost in life and that complicated relationship of being from a small town, which is something I don't personally relate to, but I do relate to these very human feelings. Now, the main character, Theresa, by the way, is a queer woman, which I love to see, but she has spent her whole life running away from her small town and the people in it. Now, she's returned to help take care of her sick mother, who she has a very complicated relationship with. Her mother is like the town's storefront psychic, and Theresa thinks that she is just a fraud. And then Theresa starts experiencing unexplainable things, like dream walking and seeing things and like communing with the dead. Now, we're asking ourselves, us being the readers and Theresa, does this mean that her mom is legit and all this is real, or is Theresa actually the one with abilities and her mom is still a fraud? Now, when I interviewed Jeff Lemire at San Diego Comic-Con 2024, he told me all the townspeople, by the way, represent a different tarot card, which I love to see. I love this motif. Now, this man we keep seeing show up in the series who has the same jacket as Theresa, we're like, who is this? Is this her dad? We get to see his story a bit in this issue. Pretty intense stuff. So good. Find a local comic book shop near you and check out Minor Arcana. Thanks for watching.
Mike, aka Props of History.
Hi Cosmo, how you doing?
Dude, it's been, I don't know how long, maybe 2 years?
Probably 2 years, yeah,
Oh my
since
God.
we last recorded together.
Episode 2. Little fact that people that don't know, the Cosmonauts, is that you were the first test run guinea pig of doing this?
Guinea pig's a good word.
Yeah, guinea pig.
Because I remember you weren't 100% sure about how to approach an interview yet.
Yeah.
Like you were still brand new to this.
Yeah.
You were just a little baby.
Little wee
And now
baby.
look at you now, all grown up. I'm so proud.
It's a network now. The heck? Anyways, how have you been since then?
Well, the last time we were in front of a camera together, I lived in Chicago.
Yeah.
And now I don't. I live here in Los Angeles, and we are actually in, overall, we're in the building of Fonco Studios.
Fonco Studios.
Where I am now the art director of Fonco Studios. So, yeah, I went from being a dope on TikTok in Indiana to a prop master in Chicago to a prop master in LA, and now I'm an art director here in LA at Fonco Studios. So,
Moving on up.
not too bad for 4 years in the
Not
industry.
bad,
So,
not bad.
Yeah, it
I
worked out.
love this.
Thank you. I love it too.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Your own space.
Yep, this is my little office / workshop, but it's also where, just out of camera, is where I store my kit for when I go work on set. A lot of my rentals are in here. And then of course, a lot of my collection, that people have seen over the years is actually still in Chicago. And I have to go move it out here soon.
Wow.
So it's about a 55-foot trailer's worth of props. It's not an exaggeration. And then I have another 55-foot trailer worth of props in Atlanta that I have to move out here. It's
Damn.
it's the entire kit for the prop master from Fear the Walking Dead, one of the prop masters. So,
Do you have room for that out here?
no. Not even remotely.
You've been doing a lot of stuff with Adam.
Yeah, last year, I think it was between 7 and 11 videos that I've done with Tested in various capacities over the last year and a half. And I'd love to tell you about stuff that's coming, not necessarily with Tested, but with other people. I'm very excited about the future, particularly next year. There's a lot of things coming for me next year that are in the works, the arrangements being made for different interviews, for access to different things from films past. One thing I can talk about is a future series that I'm going to be doing in conjunction with Fawn Davis.
Ooh.
Of course, Fawn Davis, former head of Industrial Light and Magic's model shop, absolute amazing model maker, filmmaker, director, writer, everything.
Another god among the insects.
And a very good friend of mine, who also happens to be my boss, which is weird. He and I both love old special effects. The way things were done back that are still useful to this day in a lot of ways. And one of them, part of it is right in front of me, actually. It's this, which just looks like a cone. It's actually the front of what will be a 7-foot long model of a submarine. because back in ye oldie times of the 90s, there was a movie, The Hunt for Red October, which I love that movie.
Sean Connery.
Yeah, Sean Connery playing a Russian submarine captain with a Scottish accent. It's absolutely perfect. The way they filmed the submarine models involved no water. It was a method called dry for wet, where the submarine models were suspended in a studio filled with fog under the correct lighting, filmed in high speed, and it makes it look like things are underwater. So this is the beginning of the process to build 2 submarines, and then the mechanisms to allow them to travel.
Yeah.
Which the mechanism that was used in The Hunt for Red October is actually a development of the mechanism used in Batteries Not Included, if you remember that.
I love that movie.
The same guy built both rigs.
Nice.
And then I have the drawings of those rigs, so I'm gonna make one specifically for these to go through that process again. But we wanna replicate that and then replicate other old special effects, but going full send on them. You know, not just going, well, this is how it's done, but actually replicating how old effects were done and pulling them off, like the tornado from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
But doing it in full scale as it was done in 1939 by the Wizard of MGM. You know, the special effects back then were groundbreaking for their day.
Yeah.
And I love to tell the stories of that, but I want to do it, since I now am in a studio where I can, I want to do it full scale. I want to do it full size, full speed, exactly the way it was done at the time, with as close to the materials as we can. Because of course back then they used everything that was as dangerous as possible. To show people how all of it was done and how we still do it. And that's, next year we'll start filming these, and hopefully by the middle of next year we'll start to be able to put those videos out and start to show people all the talent of yesteryear that's still used today.
Dude, let me know. I'll happily advertise all that stuff for you guys, man. Get the word out, because it's important stuff. I love that stuff, because there's some shots back then you didn't have a drone. You didn't have what the technology you have, like 3D modeling, putting this and CGing this and blah, blah, blah.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. The scene under the city streets with the trash truck.
Yeah.
When he pushes the trash truck up into the ceiling, that was all miniature effects from start to finish. Every bit of it. None of that was real.
Are you
None of it was
serious?
It was all miniature effect. And it sells so beautifully.
I did.
Now, when I say miniature, the Batmobile was about that long,
Right.
maybe bigger, but then the trash truck was enormous. But that was all done with miniature effects, because it's too dangerous to do something like that full size.
True, very true.
Yeah, so miniature effects are a great way to pull that off, and it's still done to this day. In fact, we do it here at Fonco. We do miniature effects all the time.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So you got some props around here.
No, I don't.
It's a history show.
It is, yeah.
I've seen a few from your channel, especially what's behind me.
Yeah.
The glaive.
The glaive from Crawl.
glaive.
Yeah.
I love that crawl.
A couple of years ago now, it was a kit had come out. I had filmed with one of the original ones.
Yeah.
One of the special effect ones in London. And then this kit was released by a guy called Relic Maker on the RPF. And as soon as it was available, I bought it. And as soon as I got it, I built it. I couldn't wait. And then it's been in behind glass ever since.
Morley.
Yeah, well, this is Elmo's hand, by the way. It's a casting of Elmo's hand. This is the result of me being the guy that's been doing all the archiving in a place called Earl Hayes Press.
Earl Hayes Press?
Yeah. So it's the oldest prop house in Hollywood. It's actually what first brought me out to LA, was that. These badges, the actual paper ID cards, are all original from the X-Files. The photographs are the correct photos from the X-Files. They came from the files of Earl Hayes Press. You may notice over by the fan, there's something alien-esque here, and I'm gonna go get it. Because this was, so recently for Halloween, I made about 20 of these things. This one was a miscast, as you could see by the back of it. It didn't cast fully. So we made it a jack-o'-lantern. But this is a casting made from an actual plaster cast that came out of Stan Winston's Creature Shop that was made for Alien Resurrection. At least we think. We don't know fully. There's never 100% on some of this stuff. You never know its full story. But these were all rotocast, and this one failed, so I just turned it into a jack-o'-lantern, and we made all 20 of these eggs for a Halloween party, like you do here in LA. But yeah, this is the one that I kept. It now adorns my office. Well, because I have access to the mold that we used to make this, my plan is I've already started working on the mechanism for it for Maker Faire next year at Mare Island up near San Jose. I'm going to cast one out of a flexible material, and then we have I pulled a sensor from a trash can that automatically opens, so that when people get close to it, all 4 of the leaves, I guess you want to call it, labia, whatever they are, will open. It is H.R. Giger. Everything is based on one genitalia or another.
Oh yeah,
It will open, and then I want to work with my friends at Raptor House Effects in Denver, who created the remote control thing hand from Wednesday that was just untested.
Yeah.
They've also done a remote control animatronic face hugger.
Wow.
And I want to have a face hugger that crawls out so that as people get close to it, it opens, the face hugger comes out.
Wow. That was
no other reason than because it'd be cool.
Because it's cool as heck.
Yeah.
No, I'm really happy and excited for you.
I'm excited for the future. I'm excited to see that with what you're doing, the changes in direction that you're making, I think it's a very positive thing.
I'm trying to make it positive. Education is key and fun at the same time.
Yeah.
But also getting the word out.
Yeah. And then, of course, supporting your friends, as I try to do as well. You've come a long way from the first time you interviewed me.
I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I'm
you
still
were
nervous.
but I remember you asked me, how do you interview somebody?
Yeah.
And then I tried to help as much as I could.
did?
And you've very clearly come a long way since then. So I'm legitimately proud to see where you've come. It's cool.
Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot to me. It means a whole lot to me.
Yeah.
So until we meet again.
Yeah. Props to history.
Michael, it is always a pleasure to see you. Hope to hang out with you more this year and work on a few projects, huh? Guys, follow Mike on Instagram and YouTube at Props to History. Say hi, tell him you're a cosmonaut. Find me on DELULU Canoe Podcast with the amazing Derek Taylor. New episodes every Monday on YouTube. I will be at Level Up this year with BYOSABERS in Vegas in April.
Look out, Vegas. I'm taking over.
With Jackie, Jackie's Kitchen. So more info on that as we get closer to April. Join us on Patreon for early access of new episodes of The Cosmo Show, Jackie's Kitchen, and fan film reactions, and more to come. Get 15% off at BYOlightsabers.com. Get yourself a NeoPixel, Baselit, or a Canon lightsaber. It really helps out. If you guys go in there and check it out, they got t-shirts, they got coins, they got all kinds of different stuff over there, so check it out. They also have a storefront in Arizona, so check them out. 100% shout out to the freaking first responders, fire team, paramedics, the cops of Los Angeles. Thank you guys so much for doing the best you can and working your butt off. You guys are amazing. And this love, peace, chicken, and grease goes out to you guys, all right? So thanks for watching. Oh, hey, you guys still here? The episode's over. You can tune in every other Thursday for a new episode of The Cosmo Show. I guess in the meantime, you can check on these boxes, see some more content. Yeah. Ooh, how did that get up there? Ooh.